Recently, I attended a trade fair to sell the Enlightenment Tarot deck. But it didn't go very well. Too few visitors and even less visitors interested in tarot. To demonstrate the efficiency of the Enlightenment Tarot deck, I offered one card psychological tarot readings to visitors. Psychological tarot readings trace back adversity to how we use our consciousness. Think of it as karmic forensic. Halfway through the day, a woman approached me. I don't know her name, so let's call her Mary. I asked Mary to think of a challenge, problem, or adversity and then pull a card from the deck. She pulled a cup card. I forgot which card it was, but since cup cards pertain to the creative level of human expression, I told her that this card calls for a creative solution to her challenge. Usually we solve problems intellectually, but sometimes we are stuck, which calls for a creative approach. The creative approach will then create a new situation where the adversity in question is not present anymore. For instance, if we were stuck in a job, the creative solution would be getting a new job. Mary insisted that there was no creative solution to her problem, and after some back and forth, she revealed her problem to me. She told me that her father abused her, but when she revealed the abuse to her family didn't believe her and shunned her. Every time she tries to reconnect to her sisters and mother, she arrives at the point where they ask her to admit she was lying and apologize to her father. Of course, she doesn't want to do that. Solving her challenge implies changing the minds of her family members. Changing people's mind is impossible. People need to be ready for a change, and usually only karma takes people to a point where they become ready. Mind this is a good example of the Buddhist tenet that desires lead to suffering. Even good desires, like Mary's desire to reunite with her family. So what is the creative solution to Mary's challenge? At that time I couldn't think of one. And the question why Jane pulled a creative card was stuck with me and occupied my mind. By the way, this is one reason why tarot readers should not know the querent's challenges. Tarot readers are naturally empathetic, and the problems of the querents may occupy their minds, as it did in this case for me. Back to the problem. As mentioned, sometimes we are stuck in a situation that we can't solve on the practical or intellectual level. Then we need a creative solution. There are two things we can do in this case. I already mentioned the first, creating a new situation. If we're stuck in a job, we can get a new job. But Mary can't create a new family with her mother and siblings. In a situation like that, we need to change our desire. Allow me to explain. There are two types of desires. The first we copy from experiences. We see a Ferrari and we want it. We see a Gucci bag and we want it. We see fame and we want it. The second type of desires are creative desires that bring something new into this world. In the case of artists, creators, and inventors, that's obvious. For instance, a painter gets an idea for a painting. He imagines it, which becomes his desire. Then he paints it. The same is true for non-artists, but in this case we are not dealing with art, but the creation of experiences. For instance, a person may desire a beautiful and peaceful home. She imagines it, which becomes her desire. Then she finds a peaceful location and builds a beautiful home there. Another example, someone may desire to cross an ocean in a canoe, or someone may desire writing a book. So the creative solution for Mary is to change her desire of being embraced by her family. Mind, she should only change her desire and not discard it. How can we change desires? Desires are visualizations of creative ideas. We can maintain the original idea by visualizing an alternative desire. That's an act of transformation. Transformation is the title of the 13th tarot card. Ageless wisdom assigns to this card the imaginative intelligence. This way we get the notion of transformative imagination. Ideas are intentional. To preserve the original idea, it helps to understand the intent or motivation behind a desire. What is Mary's motivation? To have family companionship. But that family companionship she needs to find somewhere else or create. So she needs to let go and create a new family. Changing desires when we can't get what we want seems obvious, but this solution is often overlooked. We are infatuated with our desires, and transformation feels like death from where we stand. But on the other side of transformation awaits the dawn of fulfillment, which the sun on the horizon symbolizes. When I was talking to Mary, someone interrupted us and asked a question about the Enlightenment Tarot. Mary said that I should answer first, which I did. But when I turned back to Mary, she has left. Mary was gone, but her challenge remained with me and occupied my mind. I wished she would come back so I could explain possible creative solutions. She didn't return, and that caused me discomfort. Since I could not solve her issue, I needed to change my desire of helping her. So instead of explaining my insights to her, I made this YouTube video to explain them to you. That's my creative solution to the challenge Mary posed. I hope you enjoyed this episode of the Enlightenment Tarot and discovered an inspiration or two. Please help to spread the light with a like and a share. And don't forget to subscribe. Love and light.